Shadowverse Worlds Beyond is a sequel to the 2016 digital card game Shadowverse, and it's launching on 17th June 2025. It's basically a reboot, and it changes quite a few of the mechanics from the original game. So players who are returning to the franchise might find themselves a little lost. Or maybe you're a new player wondering what it was like in the before times. In any case, that's what this video is for. A quick and easy explainer of what's been confirmed to change between the two games. 1. Bloodcraft and Shadowcraft got merged into one class, Abysscraft. This does make some sense as Blood and Shadow were kind of aesthetically similar anyway, but one legitimate cause for concern is that so far, the cards revealed for Abysscraft lean much more towards Shadowcraft's identity than Bloodcraft's. 2. The Mulligan, which is just a fancy word for the phase before the game starts where both players can choose to redraw their opening hand. In OG Shadowverse, both players mulligan up to 3 cards in their opening hand, and then the first player draws 1 card on their first turn, and the second player draws 2 cards on their first turn. In Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, they standardized it so that you mulligan up to 4 cards in your opening hand, and then both players draw 1 on their first turn. 3. The extra play point system. The player going second gains access to an extra play point twice per game. Once between turns 1 to 5 to help smooth out their early game curve, and once turn 6 and onwards to help them cheat out bigger threats faster. 4. New keywords. Intimidate, Aura, and Barrier became keywords, although they function identically to how they worked in the OG game. So Intimidate means that the follower can't be attacked, Aura means that it can't be targeted by enemy effects, and Barrier means that the first time that follower takes damage, it'll reduce that damage to 0. Another new keyword that amulets can have is Engage, a manual ability that can be activated once per turn when the amulet is on the field. 5. Leader effects are now crests. In OG Shadowverse, there was no cap to how many leader effects you could have, and it was difficult to see at a glance how many you had, what they did, and where they came from. In Worlds Beyond, they're now called crests, and you can have up to 5 crests that are always visible in the crest zone. Crests are also worded exactly like card effects, meaning that they can have keywords like countdown or last words, just as we see with the new Seraph Lapis. Now, before we get into the most major change, I'd like to please ask you to subscribe. You definitely don't want to miss the Shadowverse Worlds Beyond content I've got coming, so even if you think you're already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you could double check. 6. Evolution, the most major change and the defining mechanic of the entire game. Every follower in Shadowverse has the ability to evolve, and in Worlds Beyond it's no different. But instead of each follower having their own individual evolved stats, it's all been standardized to +2/+2 across the board. They do still gain Rush, meaning that they can attack enemy followers even if it's the first turn they're played. The big addition though is Super Evolution, which is a stronger version of Evolution that gives +3/+3 and Rush instead, and it also gives them the bonus effect of being undamageable and indestructible on your turns, and when a super evolved follower destroys an enemy follower, it deals 1 point of follow-through damage to the enemy leader. Some followers have effects that can only activate if you super evolve them. Also, when you super evolve a follower using a super evolution point, it also activates any evolve effects they may have. Finally, they also changed the number of evolution points that each player has. Instead of the player going first getting 2 evolution points and the player going second getting 3 evolution points, they now both get the same number of evolution points and super evolution points each, 2 apiece. The player going second still unlocks the evolution and super evolution mechanic first though, unlocking evolution at turn 4 and super evolution at turn 6, while the player going first unlocks evolution at turn 5 and super evolution at turn 7. 7. Shadowverse Park. This is a completely new addition to the game. It's a 3D lobby space where you can customize your own avatar, meet other players, customize your player room, and challenge other people to Shadowverse battles. They also expanded the guilds feature to have shared guild halls with the same 3D lobby system. 8. Practice mode. They added a helper companion named Yudi into practice mode that can help coach new players on how to play the game turn by turn. Also, in the demo of the game that I played at various conventions, at the end of a practice mode game, you can actually view your opponent's deck list. 9. The story. The story in Worlds Beyond is somehow connected to the original story, although we don't know how yet. But at least initially, in Worlds Beyond, we follow a completely new cast of characters as they join a multiversal clash known as the Feast of Wolves. And each of them have their own motives for doing so that I guess we'll discover once the game comes out. 10. The economy. You can no longer liquefy cards unless you already own a playset of that card. This is a very controversial change. It does prevent new players players from making the mistake of liquefying a good card and regretting it later, but it also punishes savvy players who know how to evaluate cards and know what they want. Hopefully, the rest of the economy is good enough to make up for it. They did add a daily free pack system, and they confirmed 10 free packs per set release. Plus, there's the pre-registration rewards, a guaranteed legendary every 10 packs, missions to unlock pre-builds, and regular missions and quests for rewards. However, they haven't confirmed if temporary gems, battle passes, or story mode rewards are coming back. We'll just have to see how it shakes out as more is revealed in the coming days. That's it for this quick rundown. Hopefully it's good as a reference for returning players, and please feel free to share this video with anyone you think it may be helpful for. If you enjoyed this video, check out this one where I explain why I think that the reboot from OG Shadowverse to Worlds Beyond was actually necessary.